Caitlyn's big in states, Wemby's big everywhere. Jeff Teague doesn't think Caitlyn Clark is the biggest basketball icon in the world. Teague doesn't think Clark is a bigger star in the States than some of the NBA's top names. Nick Wright recently stirred debate when he declared Caitlyn Clark as the most famous basketball player under the age of 35. Considering how the Indiana Fever guard has boosted the WNBA's visibility, ticket sales and overall marketability, the claim is undoubtedly intriguing. However, former NBA player Jeff Teague certainly disagrees. In fact, the latter boldly suggested that Ponytail Pete might not be even more popular than Boston Celtics' Jason Tatum or San Antonio Spurs' Victor Wembanyama for neutral basketball fans. Jeff talks about Caitlyn's true place. There is no downplaying Clark's impact, let alone the increased interest in women's basketball, but the national attention surrounding the Indiana Fever and the WNBA as a whole has surged since her arrival. Still, Teague countered that global fame is a different conversation altogether. Jeff pointed out how a 22-year-old Wemby has already built an international following due to his disciplined demeanor and passion for the game. Even more notably, Teague proclaimed that, although Tatum does not receive the MVP recognition his talent merits, his star power in the States is uncontested. According to him, if fans knew JT was nearby, they would eagerly line up to catch a glimpse of the Celtics forward, a case that the former Atlanta Hawks point guard believes does not happen on the same scale for CC outside of her dedicated fanbase. Caitlyn Clark's big in the States, Wemby's big everywhere superstar bro, the former one-time NBA All-Star discussed on his Club 520 podcast. American Hoopers under 35. I don't know. She more famous than Jason Tatum? I don't know. I think if people called and said, Jason Tatum is at a high school game, people would have pulled. People call and say, Caitlyn Clark was at a high school game, and I would be like, okay. She's famous as hell though. She's super famous. Caitlyn needs to attain success. There is no doubt that Clark is a unique personality who, despite having all the media attention, chooses to let her game and accomplishments do the talking for her. So, it's not wrong to proclaim her one of the most self-assured stars in the WNBA. However, after an injury-riddled sophomore year in the league, the 20206 campaign will be crucial for Caitlyn. CC not only elevates herself into MVP contention but also inspires her Fever team to contest for a championship against all odds, ultimately validating the immense hype surrounding her rise. That being said, young American stars like Ike Anthony Edwards continue to gain league-wide respect, even earning praise from legends such as LeBron James and Stephen Curry, and stacking individual accolades, including the Kobe Bryant All-Star Game MVP award. With strong media narratives and fan support behind him, players like Ant-Man have solidified their place in the spotlight. Now, whether Caitlyn can elevate herself into the same tier, or even better tier, of unquestioned stardom remains one of the most compelling storylines heading into the 2026 WNBA season in the coming months.